What up? What's going on, YouTube? Back at this again. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. I hope you wonderful people out there have been taking care of yourself and also enjoying your lives, being happy, laughing, staying out of the way. Please slide over to the side. Let big man come through. I definitely need my space. Let's get it. Okay, so jumping right into this, the truth about a dysfunctional marriage that is not serving you anymore. Here's the honest, no sugarcoating truth about a dysfunctional marriage that is no longer serving you, especially when you've already tried, prayed, waited, and given more than your share. The hard truth that most people avoid: a dysfunctional marriage doesn't always look abusive or explosive. Sometimes it's quietly draining. It's the place where you feel lonely even though you're not alone. Growth is stalled, not supported. Your peace is always the price of keeping things together. You're surviving, not thriving. And over time, that costs you your health, which is the most important, your clarity and spirit. Love alone doesn't fix dysfunction. This part is uncomfortable but real. Love without mutual effort, accountability, and change becomes self-betrayal. If one person is doing all the reflecting, carrying all the emotional weight, seeking healing while the others resist responsibility, then the marriage isn't being maintained, it's being propped up. That imbalance doesn't heal with more patience, it deepens. What dysfunction does to you over time. Staying too long in something that is no longer serving you often leads to chronic stress, which hits your body before your mind admits it. Chronic stress that hits your mind without admitting it. Loss of identity. I don't even recognize myself anymore. Quiet resentment that turns into numbness. Spiritual confusion making endurance for obedience. That's not strength, that's erosion. Faith doesn't require you to stay broken. This matters especially when given how deeply faith shapes how you think. God values wholeness, not just endurance. Peace is the fruit of the spirit, not chaos, fear, or constant emotional labor. There is a difference between waiting on God and using faith to tolerate what God is trying to move out of you. If a marriage continually pulls you away from health, truth, growth, love expressed in action, it's not aligned with God's design for unity. The quiet realization that changes everything. A marriage stops serving you when you're growing and the relationship requires you to shrink. Healing makes you incompatible with dysfunction. Staying costs more than leaving ever would. At that point, the question shifts from can I endure this to what is this doing to who I'm becoming? One last truth, and it's important. Leaving emotionally or physically isn't failure. Sometimes it's wisdom. Sometimes the most loving, faithful thing you can do is stop sacrificing yourself on an altar God never asked for. I'm going to go into a bonus part of this for you guys and dig a little deeper and we're going to find out what healthy separation looks like. So we are now 4 minutes exactly into this video. There's no reason why you're sitting here you haven't liked, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. I also ask you guys to share this video with people that you know that are struggling in their marriage and even in their relationship. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this can help give them some ideas on what it is that they're doing, whether this is like an ending or waiting season in your marriage. You know what I mean? I would greatly appreciate that. So what healthy separation looks like. Healthy separation isn't chaos, revenge, or running away. It's intentional distance for clarity, safety, and healing, not punishment, not manipulation. Let's just go over that. Healthy separation isn't chaos. It isn't you getting revenge, or it isn't you running away. It's intentional distance for clarity, safety, and healing, not a punishment, not manipulation. Here's what it actually looks like when it's done in a grounded, healthy way. It's calm, not dramatic. A healthy separation doesn't need theatrics, no screaming exes, no I'm done forever threats, no dragging others into take sides. It sounds more like this isn't working in its current form and I need space to heal and think clearly. Calm is a sign of strength, not coldness. 2. Clear boundaries replace emotional chaos. Separation without boundaries just repeats the same dysfunction in two locations. Healthy boundaries also include limited purposeful communication, no late night emotional dumping, no relationships benefits without relationship responsibility, no intimacy to keep the peace. Distance creates truth, chaos hides it. 3. It is focusing on healing, not control. Healthy separation is not about making the others feel the loss. It's not about teaching them a lesson. It's not about forcing a change. It is about regulating your nervous system, reconnecting with your body and faith and clarity, getting honest about what you can and cannot live with. If the goal is peace, not power, you're doing it right. 4. Responsibility doesn't disappear. Healthy separation doesn't mean disappearing from adult responsibilities. Financial agreements are discussed. Parenting roles, if applicable, stay consistent. Promises are written, not assumed. Maturity stays present even when intimacy steps back. 5. Space reveals reality. This is big. Time apart shows the truth without arguing about it. You learn who does the inner work when no one is watching, whether change was real or just fear-driven, whether absence leads to growth or relief. Relief is data. Don't ignore it. 6. Faith becomes grounded, not guilt. In a healthy separation, prayer brings clarity, not confusion. You stop begging God to change them. You start asking God to strengthen you. That's a big one right there. So you stop begging God to change them, but you start asking God to strengthen you. When you're going through a healthy or an unhealthy separation, there's gonna be a must for you to ask God to strengthen you throughout all of this, because there's gonna be grief, there's gonna be resentment, and there also could be bitterness. Not only that, there could be quarrel, argument, fighting. That could be, it may be the situation of a separation. So if you are if you're God based and you look at God as your forefront of your strength, it would be advised and advisable to ask God for strength, because you're definitely going to need it. You know what I mean? So that's a little jewel right there for you guys to take to heart when dealing with this type of environment. You realize God's peace doesn't require your erasure. 7. There is an honest evaluation point. Healthy separation has intentional check-ins, not endless limbos. So let's get into that as an evaluation point. So when you're involved with a healthy separation, you're gonna have to check in. You're gonna have to check in. You're gonna have to see where you guys are headed. Come up with some ideas and see how you guys are feeling at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because with each day, possibly you could be growing farther away from each other, but also possibly you could be growing further towards each other if you guys are working on the same goals in the same time. And you guys will never know that if you guys are not speaking to each other, letting each other know what you're currently working on and currently how your heart feels about the situation at hand. So healthy separation has intentional check-ins, not endless limbo. So you're not waiting in limbo while you chose to separate and get yourself together on what this other person wants to do. You get what I'm saying? So eventually you ask, are we both changing or just missing each other? That's a good one. When you're going through a separation, if you guys are mentally truly love each other, you know what I'm saying, and enjoy being around each other, so at one point you're gonna ask yourself, are we both changing, or is just a mutual feeling of missing one another's companionship or being around each other? You know, maybe you may enjoy the company of your wife or husband, or maybe you always like to be around them, or maybe you feel safer around them. So you have to, at one point, you're eventually gonna have to ask yourself that. You know. Also, is trust being rebuilt or avoided? Do I feel safer, clearer, and more myself? If time passes and nothing changes, the separation has answered the question. 8. You do shrink to keep the door open. This might be the clearest sign of health. You don't beg, chase, over explain, compromise your healing to appear loving. That's an important one. Um, so we don't want to be compromising our healing. We know that we stepped away from this. If this is a healthy separation, we know that we stepped away from this situation to get our mind and our body, spirit, and soul together. You know what I'm saying? So you you don't have to compromise your healing to appear loving. You know what I'm saying? So let's just keep that very, very much clear. You stay kind without abandoning yourself. You know what I mean? You stay kind inside of the separation. You know, staying kind meaning you're not argumentative, you're not bitter, you're not hateful, you don't use hateful speech, you don't do things to prove to one another who's the bigger person or who's right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's where you have to hit that with, you know what I'm saying, without abandoning your stuff. You stay kind. Also too, the deepest truth about a healthy separation. Healthy separation doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you stop lying to yourself. It honors love and truth at the same time, and that's rare. Um, Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. I am up early before I start my day, giving you guys a little information. I went out and got the information, and I'm come back here to bless you guys with the information as I was blessed to give this information. I hope this helps you guys. I hope this information helps you guys and get you guys thinking in a different direction and giving you that great energy that this channel will bring. You know, this channel is based on clarity, transparency, truth, knowledge, and understanding. You know what I mean? And digging deeper and finding the truth. That's what that's why I created this channel, to help one another. You know what I mean? This is not just helping you, it's also helping me give you guys clarity and giving me the opportunity to give back with no ulterior motive. So I would greatly appreciate if you guys please like, share, subscribe, comment, comment down below and let me know if you're familiar with the situation, how you think you can benefit from off of some of the things that I brought you in the content. Also too, I would like you guys to share this to other people that you think or you know are having troubles and issues. Maybe at least one thing I said can help them understand where they need to go or what they need to do in their marriage. I'm not a marriage counselor. I'm not a doctor, a psychologist, or physician or anything like that. I'm just a person that believes in searching in things and helping out one another with just basic knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and knowledge that you guys can help shape your lives and actually build your lives and give you some quality, you know what I mean? So until then, we meet again, I'll make another video. I wish you guys health, wealth, peace, abundant knowledge, and you know, discernment and prosperity in your lives. So peace. I'm out.